Hi, my name is Michael Lawson and I'm on the Couchdrop team. Today I'm demoing Couchdrop Automations, a great add-on to Couchdrop designed to automate file transfers and file manipulation inside Couchdrop SFTP. Let's jump straight in. Okay, so this is the Couchdrop front end, and we already have a couple of folders configured here. So we have the internal storage folder called internal storage, and we have SharePoint mounted as well. So to configure automations, we click on the Automations tab here, and here you can see there are no automations currently configured. The automation that I'm going to create today is going to copy files and rename them into SharePoint. Our admin needs the file name to include a username and a timestamp when it's copied, and we can do that very, very easily with Couchdrop. So by clicking Add New Automation here, we choose an automation type, and I'm going to choose a action-based automation. And the first step is to give it a name. So make it something meaningful. Copy file to SharePoint and rename it. Right. Here we need to choose the folder that we're mapping to, and this is the source folder. So anytime a user uploads a file into the internal storage folder, this workflow will fire. Okay, then let's go next. And now we have to configure the conditions for the workflow. Conditions are always optional, but they are useful in that you can bind to different file types, you can bind to different users, and it gives you a little bit of flexibility around which events will actually generate and fire the workflow automation. In our case, we're going to leave the conditions completely blank, and we're going to go straight through to actions. Actions is the important part of the workflow. So here we need to select an action type, and we're going to choose to copy the file across. With a copy action, we need to choose the destination, and we're going to copy the file into SharePoint. So we have SharePoint mounted here as SharePoint drop folder. So we copy it there. Now that's every time a user uploads a file into the hosted storage folder, it's going to get copied into SharePoint. We're not quite done yet. We need to add another action to this automation to rename that file inside SharePoint and add the username and a timestamp to the file name. So we're going to select it a sub action, and we're going to choose rename file. And this part is where it gets kind of interesting, because we're going to use some variables here. And the first variable is just the existing file name. We're going to put a dot, and we're going to put the user, and then we're going to put the timestamp on the end here. Okay, perfect. And if we click save and continue, that will save. The last step is to just configure notifications. And so by default, Couchdrop won't notify the administrator if something goes wrong with an automation. And so we need to just configure an email alerting for any failures. It's always a good step to make sure that you're notified when something goes wrong. And then we go save and continue. And we're done. So that automation is now configured. We do need to enable it, so it's not currently active. We will do that. And now we can test it. So if we jump across to the file system view again, and we go into internal storage, I'm going to take a file that I have locally here called book2.csv. CSV file is always a good one as an example. I'm going to start that upload. And we can see that file has been uploaded. If we go up a level now and we look in the SharePoint folder, we can see that file has actually been copied across to SharePoint and it's been renamed, which is exactly what we were looking for. And that's it. There are a few different types of automations that you can configure with Couchdrop. And we will touch on these in another video. If you have any more questions, do reach out to sales or support, and we'll be more than happy to give you a more in-depth demo and help you set up Couchdrop to meet your requirements. Thanks for listening. Bye.